Hello YouTubers, subscribers and friends. If you have an Oreck vacuum and you need to fix it like this roller here or the belt, I will show you how to do it and save yourself 44 bucks. That's what this part costs. And overpriced piece of garbage vacuum. It says extended life there, but that's a joke. Because we've had this for less than a year, 8 months. It has a year warranty on it. And the warranty does not cover this part because this part is designed to break down, and they don't tell you that. They sell this vacuum to you telling you this is the best vacuum in the world just because it's light, and the warranty doesn't cover anything. Doesn't cover handles, doesn't cover this, doesn't cover anything on the vacuum except the motor and the motor only. My wife came home and said that the belt broke, which I will say it's very easy to get to the belt. I'll show you where that's at. Right here, you take off this side plate here and slides out, and then you can replace the belt. But after replacing it with a new belt, it broke again because what the problem was this roller was frozen up. This bearing, the hair gets around here, locks it up, and it freezes up this bearing, and then it snaps your belt. They don't tell you that. They just tell you, take off your spare belt and put it on here, and then if it snaps, and it's the roller and the bearing is frozen, and you need to replace the whole thing. They tell you no, they can't repair this. They say that you have to replace the whole thing. It costs 44 bucks and 10 something for the new belt. This is a spare. I got the new one on here. You have to take this whole plate off. You take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, and this pops off, and then this looks exactly like that underneath, so there's no need for me to take that off to show you. And what I'm going to show you is how you can repair this, and you don't need to spend $44 for a new piece of garbage. It's going to break in 5 months again. So let me get set up and I'll show you how you can repair this. Put this vacuum back up. I don't like this. We spent $279 for this vacuum, less than a year, and it broken 2 belts already. I'd rather go spend my money, 50 bucks at Walmart, and get a cheap vacuum and not deal with that. So anyways, I'm going to show you how you can repair this yourself and save yourself $44. I don't know, you may only have to spend 5 bucks at Ace Hardware or something. So my wife asked me, do you think you could fix it? And I don't know, I'm not a vacuum mechanic. I never fixed vacuums before, so this will be the first time that I investigate this. To which, after thinking about it, I started looking at it, and then I noticed right here there's some writing here that says off. And it's got an arrow that goes down. So I thought, well, that's got to be pretty easy. The reason it says off, that means it must come off and it can be repaired. So after picking at this with the scissors, my wife was getting the hair out. I looked at it and saw it says off, so I got my channel locks, and I put it on there. I snapped it loose, and it screws off. You just unscrew this like that, and there you have it. It comes off. Then this thing pops off. Now what this thing does, and this one, it slides into that plastic container and holds it in place so this can spin. And what happened is the bearing gets tangled up with hair in there, and the bearing freezes up and locks off, and then you just pop that off. Inside this, there was a cloth washer that was tucked down inside there, and half of that was missing. So I dug it out with a screwdriver, cleaned it all out. And I know that they sell these cloth washers. I know they sell them at Ace Hardware because I've seen them there many times. After dealing with that, I looked at the bearing here, and the bearing was pushed all the way down, smashed up against this, and I know it doesn't supposed to sit there. Because half of that cloth washer was missing, it allowed the bearing to slide down there and then get tangled up with the hair and freeze up. Although it does spin now, it doesn't spin very easily. I popped this bearing here off with the screwdriver. It comes completely off, and you just have this shaft left. And I know for a fact that they sell these bearings at Ace Hardware because I've bought some bearings that small at Ace Hardware, and I don't know, they're about like $3 because it's a sealed bearing. So between this sealed bearing and this cloth washer, That's all you need to repair this brush, because the brushes are fine. And, I mean, it spins. If you hold it on this side, you know, it spins no problem. The only reason it doesn't spin is because this, although it's free now, because I've been twisting it with pliers, got it to break loose, it doesn't spin free enough to where you want to put it back in and put another belt on there, because it'll get hot and lock up again and snap another belt. We have a brand new one that I didn't have to pay for. Let's just say, a long story short, I got it for free plus the 2 belts, but I won't go into that story. But I'm trying to save anybody else who has an Oreck vacuum and has this same problem and tries to get lied to by these Oreck vacuum mechanic guys who say it takes 5 to 6 days. That's what he told me. I can pick it up in 5 to 6 days because he has to rebuild it. And what he's talking about is this right here. And or I could just buy a new one for $44, which he was pushing on me quite. You know, that's what I need to do. Now I know you don't have to spend $44 for this piece. All you need is to pop this old bearing off, go to Ace Hardware, buy a new one, sealed bearing that spins very easily. Get you a cloth washer that will fit right down in there. Put the new bearing back on, put this back on, and then you're good to go. Just screw this one back on, and then, you know, hand tighten it because it has reverse threads. Hand tighten it, and then maybe snug it up with a pair of pliers, and then you're good to go. You pop that back in, and the belt goes around here, and then this will spin freely. As you can see, it doesn't spin that free right now. It spins, but not as easy as you want it to. But I'm going to keep this, and then I'm going to buy a new washer, and then a new bearing and a new cloth washer, and I'll keep this as a spare, because now I know that this is fixable, and never will I ever buy another one for $44. Well, I didn't buy the new one, I got it for free, but that's a whole nother story. And just to let other people out there that have Oreck vacuums, don't fall for the hype. Don't get suckered in for these dishonest vacuum mechanics guys who it took me and my wife less than 10 minutes, about 8 minutes to figure all this out, and realize that, you know, the reason it says off and it comes off is because this is designed to break down and is designed to be repaired. So if you got yourself an Oreck vacuum, it doesn't matter which model you got, because they're all the same. All these brushes are the same. You could just repair this yourself for, I would say, less than $5, and within a matter of minutes, not days like they tell you. And that's it. Oreck vacuums, overpriced paperweights if you ask me. I'd rather just stick to Walmart vacuums, save myself the money. I'm gone. Get going.